She is a writer, a scholar, and an award-winning teacher, and she's been teaching writing and literature for years, but now she's stepping out from behind the lectern with her very first novel. I've got it right here in my hands. Marian Yee joins us today for Author's Note. Welcome.
Hello. Hello, everyone. So glad to be here today
We're
with you,
so happy to
Rebecca.
have you with this new book, kind of a new venture for you. It's called Four Janes, and it's such an interesting concept, but I think you can probably describe it better than I. Talk about Four Janes. What's happening in this book?
Okay, it would be like what would it be like if Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte's classic novel, what if she lived four different lives, um, but in four different countries, um, different times, um, different cultures, and even different genders. But throughout all of that, the idea of an individual that stays internally constant throughout all those changes.
That sounds fascinating and really difficult. So that you pulled it off. People are loving this book. All the advanced readers are just like, this is such an adventure, but so, I mean, that extra element that adds to the mystical aspect of it. So let's go back a little bit. A long ago trip to Vietnam inspired this kind of off the page idea.
Absolutely. It was years ago traveling in Vietnam with my husband. We ended up in central Vietnam in Hue, which where we met this very interesting young woman. She was working in a bookstall along the road, and she's selling books. And but she was also, when we met her, she was reading an abridged copy of Jane Eyre in order to teach herself English. And it was just seeing that very unexpected sight of this iconic Western classic in the hands of this kind of Eastern reader, as it were. It was just so surprising and unexpected. And immediately I wanted to do something, write some kind of story that would bring these two worlds. They seem like two very different worlds, but to somehow bring them together. And that was the inspiration for this book.
And so a lot of us know kind of what fan fiction is, but what we're talking about here is literary fan fiction. Can you describe to our audience what you kind of mean by that and how that applies to this version of Jane Eyre?
Absolutely. Sure. Literary fan fiction isn't that different from just regular fan fiction. It comes from love of source material, something that already exists, has been published. It could be a show. It could be it could be a work of literature. In my case, it's a work of literature, but anything where you're working off of a pre-existing source material and wanting to, continue that material and to play with it. Sometimes that can be taking a side character or a back character and giving them a backstory or extending their story. Or sometimes it's like taking that material and putting it in a whole different context, like in the future or further in the past, or switching up love interests. But it does come from a place of loving the original material, wanting the story to continue, wanting to participate in that in some way. So for me, it's literary because the source is literary, but really the source can be anything. And also, I'd say that fan fiction, literary fan fiction, has always existed. Things that we read now, Shakespeare, for example, they've already like been working off of a source material of their own. So it's not a new thing at all, but it's a very fun thing, and it
It
does
is.
definitely, as I would say,
It is a fun
comes
thing.
from a place of love.
If you look at, even things that are on Netflix right now, you've got Enola
Mm,
Holmes, or you've got, you're taking characters that we love and giving them
yes.
this different life and we're still in Jane Eyre's head, but it's like these are the different scenarios that we're putting her in. I'm excited to read this. This is
Mm.
very interesting. I want to show the book to everyone. It's called The Four Janes, and it comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, release date.
Congratulations. As always, you can get this everywhere or ask an independent bookseller for Four Janes. Again, out this week. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate this, and it's exciting. Where should we follow you? Do you do
I have
Instagram
an
or?
Instagram and
Okay.
a website, so follow me on either one of those platforms.
Excellent. Will do. We will follow you. And again, For Jane's out tomorrow, right here in my hands. I have that first copy. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, after the break, we're going to see what you can find at the historic Clinton House. The 9 is back in just a few minutes. Don't go away.